Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Classroom of the Elite Season 4 episode number 7 and 8 reaction. Two episodes because yeah, I was kind of lagging behind again. And yeah, this time I think I'll be caught up. Like episode 8 has only come out latest. So, I'll be caught up to the anime. So, right. The previous episode that I reacted to, we got to see a new test that will be coming, a survival exam, and here you have to like partner up and like typical like COTE fashion, a lot of rules and regulations and personal points if you win this thing and otherwise expulsion, this and that, all those things they kind of explained. And we're like in the preparatory phase, everyone's kind of trying to figure out who's going to pair up with whom, people are making alliances, this and that. And yeah, that's the situation. So let's see what happens in this episode. So obviously I'm going to be reacting to episode 7 first, then 8, and then I'll talk about both the episodes at the end. So yeah, let's begin. Episode number 7 reaction. I'll put the timer here, sync the timer to your video and watch it alongside my reaction. And yeah, let's begin. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Well, this dude. Hmm. Right. Bet on no. It doesn't will of. That's true. Who the hell is this? Is there an Yeah. Oh, someone's coming, so. Is that Hosen? Oh, it is. Speak of the devil? Oh my god. Is this his default face? Right. Hmm. Plotting. Damn. Yeah. Great, this guy just wants to pick fight. Oh, damn. Well, I know who got Hatana spell. Yeah, like this. Wow. I just haven't. Good point. Hmm. So yeah, so they're putting like strong people in one team. Hmm. Interesting. Lucifer. No, but he's saying like one group will be the strongest. Yeah. Yeah, and then like divide the others. It's one of 2 to 3 people. You don't have to. Hmm. Hmm. Without money? Not money. Without paying. The last 20 slots. With the okay. The you have to complete the test which is. Hmm. Hmm. Right. He's the only one who wasn't wearing a school uniform. Oh, what? First year. All right, bruh. Uh, yeah. Well, there you go. Who is this person? This. Okay, let's see. Oh, it's Yagami, right? Because no, wait. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I guess you can say that. Hmm. Yep, it is Yagami. Yeah, you got introduced so long ago, and now you're introducing yourself. Yeah, you're the imposter. Burton. Hmm. Yeah, the whole freaking bounty. Yeah, it. Hmm. Well, yeah, random. Okay. Hmm. Takashi Osamu Ishigami. Yeah, all of them. You know, the candidates, the suspects. Yeah. What? Hmm. Okay. Wait, shit. Yeah. Yeah, Hosen's out of the picture now. For I think. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Well, I wonder what it's about. Good lord. Oh boy. Oh god. Yeah. Right. No. There you go. They were waiting. Dealing a blow. Hmm. Damn. Nah, he just wants to take out. Yeah, so that this doesn't repeat later. Hmm. Right, that's why, yeah, makes sense. That's why they're here. Well, hmm. Damn. Yeah. Hmm. What about now? Yeah. There'll be a target then? Yeah. I don't think people like Hosen that much. I was gonna say. She just she just ate the okay. Oh lord. Wow. Yeah. Oh damn. Nice idea. Yeah. Yeah, what about that? Let's bring is a representative. Hmm. Okay. So, damn. Oh, sure. Hmm. Okay. Well, you're the one who came to her. All the points for all? Yeah? 20 million? What is this? First and foremost, they're confident that they can get him out. Damn! What in the heck? 20 million? Oh my god. You or her. Well, you guys are so damn confident. Oh, wow. These guys are so confident. They're like, oh yeah, we'll get Anakoji out. Unwashed masses. Well, this guy. Well, he's gonna get the revenge treatment soon, I feel like. Well, he kind of got a little glimpse of it already, but you know. But Anakoji didn't do anything to him. He just stopped him. Hmm. Hmm. Alright, let's move on to the next episode, episode number 8. So, yeah, I'll put the timer here, sync the timer to the video, and watch it alongside my reaction. So, let's get started. Here's the countdown 3, 2, 1, go. Hmm, okay. Right. Mhm. Right. Hmm. Subject of a dragon's face. Individual fight. Hmm. Ooh. Against. Yeah. Right. That's actually a good way to look at it. Because, if this was class versus class, it would have been pointless. Yeah. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Wow. Oh, who the? Right. Green. Oh, damn. That's why the name of this episode is Gaze of a Dragon. Whoever heard her voice before? Alright, bro, sure. Okay. Ah, well. Don't continue. Hmm. Interesting. Ah. Yeah, because it contains a lot of people. Oh, hmm. Okay. Hmm. Right. He's like, did I ask for this? Bro, everyone's calling him and just and he's like, well, why? Oh Lord. Oh, someone's. Oh my God. Right. Nobody asked, bro. Would I? Hmm. 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 Wow. Damn. What? Okay. Alright. Hmm. Hmm. Well, she said that she's not really interested. She does intend to get to one of the top places, but not. Right. Wha- Oh my god. Oh. Hmm. Well, Ichinos have teamed up with Saga Energy, right? Hmm. Right. Hmm. What is this? I was gonna say. What is this? Oh my god. This is one of the most weirdest groups I've ever seen. I doubt that's happening. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, he brought Anukuzu. Oh my god. Well, about that. Right. Why are you? Damn. Hmm. Right. I know, coach. Wow. Oh, half guard. Okay, I've forgotten all what all these cards do. Oh, okay, okay. Right. It's kind of self-explanatory. Okay. Hmm. Walking alone? Yeah. Like, yeah, but you think you can just do it alone like that? I was gonna say. Oh my god. Okay, thank god. I thought this going just got to. Wait, who's this? Oh, okay, okay. Ibuki. Ibuki, right? That's her name? Wow. Well, you need someone in your team who's good at physical. Wow. Wow. Oh lord. Oh god. Yeah. Yeah, like why this month? Damn. Hmm. Alright. Yep. Hmm. Alright. Half right. What? What? Yeah, what type of. Oh no. Oh Lord. Yeah, take first place in the year. What would the next special test? Right. Oh, here we go. The hell is that on the left? Who the Nanase? Wait, so okay, okay. Is she supposed to be the imposter then? No, wait a minute. No, 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 no. I think this is a trick because I what's his, the this guy. What did he say? He said something along the lines of like I think this is independent or yeah, this is independent because I'm sure the person that we saw in episode 1 is not Nanase. Like also by the way like the way you can see Nanase saying that yes, I will do it shows that like she's gonna listen to the guy. I forgot his name. The and from before we know that they tasked the imposter with taking out Ayano Koji, but apparently they didn't follow it. So if it was Nanase, now if Nanase was the imposter, I don't think Nanase would be like someone who would go against, like against an order with how readily she just said yes over here. Okay, so yeah. Anyways, I'm not sure. I don't think it's Nanase. Like, come on, Nanase was the last person I would think who would be the imposter, because like no, I refuse to believe it's Nanase. I don't think it's like this is something else going on. But the imposter that is the White Room's like student is someone else. It's and I'm sticking to my choice of it being Yagami because I think it is Yagami. But yeah, not Nanase. I doubt that. I think this is just like a way to try to throw us off here. This is something separate going on. Okay. So that was episode number 7 and 8. Now, let's talk about episode 7 first. First and foremost, we had episode 7 was basically we got a little bit of Yagami kind of like kind of talking and everything. Like we just saw him a little bit before in one of the previous episodes, him just introducing himself and the fact that he knows Kushida. That's it. But in episode number 7, we actually get to see a lot from him, like him contributing a lot to the episode. So the first section was them like bringing in Hosen and trying to like negotiate like oh, we're going to make like a strong team and this and that. And then Hosen was like, yeah, whatever, like like just like like I need two people. I think he said something like they want like he wants like two people from class D, right? Yeah. To fill up the the vacancy over here in this group. But later on, as we get to know, Hosen has no intention of like being in this group, and he's like, I'm just going to like put in two people who are strong enough so that they don't make a fuss about it. Like, so Hosen is planning on making a different group with these three. Hosen, Nanase, and who was the other dude? Not dude, sorry, the girl. That other girl, I forgot her name. Anyways, um, those few. And while all of this is happening, we have Yagami coming in contact with Ainokoji, and then trying to warn him about, like, like this whole situation about Hosen and all that. Kushida being like, "Oh, I'm going to take him out. He knows my past." That thing. And then that whole section with Hosen, Nanase, and okay, you know what? I need to know her name. What's her name? Otherwise, it'll be a problem. That other girl, the girl who they decided to join hands with, Amasawa Ichika. So Ichika. So yeah. So Ichika, the group that they decided to make, she said she wants all the points that they're going to get, 20 million. And I just love the fact that everyone in these two episodes are so confident that they're going to take out Ainokoji. But I guess it makes sense because, like, the thing is, and this is the thing, I feel like this is like another huge indication that none of these guys are from the White Room. Because if you are from the White Room, in no way will you be this confident, not confident, but in no way you will be like, oh yeah, I'll take out Ainokoji and be vocal about it. Like, you can see Nanase has been vocal about it, Hosen has been vocal about it, and what's her name? Ichika. Yeah, Ichika has been vocal about it. That, yeah, like, Anakoji is going down. He's getting expelled. So I don't think none of these guys are from, are the imposter. Unless they're kind of like over exaggerating to kind of make it seem as if, like, like they're overconfident, but they're actually not. Like, someone from the White Room, I would expect that person to be like, I don't know, like, to be a lot more like reined in, like a lot more like intelligent, not overconfident, like something like that. Like, these guys are too damn cocky. So yeah, like, Yagami is only the one who's kind of fitting the bill in my head, at least. So I'll keep my decision where, like, where I said that, yeah, Yagami is the White Room kid. I'll keep that like intact. I still think he's the one. Anyways, so yeah, and then in the end, Hosen is like, oh yeah, I'm not going to pay her. Like, screw her. Like, like, who the hell cares about like a verbal agreement? So yeah, like, all these things, like, like, that's basically episode number 7. Nothing much really happens here. But they're just like talking and, like, deciding, like, to how to screw each other over and how to, like, make a team and all that. So yeah, now a few things to talk about here. First and foremost, the reason why Yagami decided to come in contact with Ainokoji, according to him. So he reveals it in front of Kushida that, oh yeah, like, like, Ainokoji, apparently a bounty has been put in Ainokoji to expel him. Obviously Kushida was like, why him? At which he says, like, oh, apparently this was done randomly. Yeah, randomly. Okay, so, and then Yagami says, like, oh yeah, I'm saying this over here because I don't want to, like, go in that direction and act behind someone's back and all that. I think that's what he says, right? Yeah. Okay. There we go. I determined that if I don't act, it's possible that you. Oh no, he says, like, I'm like, I'm fearing for Kushida, like she's going to get thrown under the bus if I don't act, because I guess it makes sense, like, because they're in the same class, this and that, like, yeah, I guess that's a good way of saying it. Like, I don't know, I don't trust this guy, this kid, Yagami. He just seems too damn normal. And that's the problem. Like like you can see he's quite intelligent, because at the very beginning of this episode, he kind of makes like a whole plan. He has the capability of gaining control of the room. That's another thing as well. If you can see at the very first section, he takes great control of the room. Like, like even though Hosen was present there, he was the one who was presiding over that whole conversation. You can see that. Like, that's the like, like someone like Yagami, like just kind of like basing on his like, like the way he looks and the way he acts, you think that he would be like a person who's kind of in the background and not really contribute much. But no, he takes control of the room, even with Hosen there. Hosen was present there, but even in the end, he took control over the room. So that's another thing. Yeah, you can see he's not afraid of Hosen. Like, that's, obviously, right. um yeah, and there you go. So that was the whole, like, like thing at the very first section with Yagami. And like he seems very normal. Like, he's like, oh, we're going to make a team, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And then he goes to Anakoji and he's like, oh, this is the situation, I don't want Kushida getting involved in this mess, so that's why I'm warning you guys, this and that. And yeah, he seems, out of everyone, he seems pretty normal. Like, by everyone I mean the ones, the suspects in the suspects of the who is the imposter. Out of all of them, like Hosen, Nanase, and all of them, he seems the most normal, and I don't like that. So that is why I think he's an imposter. you know and then he talks to Anakoji about it, and like, and then in the end he was like, he was telling Kushida like, oh, I want to, after this ends, I want to say something. And sure, he was like blushing and everything. Again, if he's the White Room student, these are this is all an act. Or who knows, maybe it's not an act, maybe he actually does want to, like, kind of help Kushida out. I don't know. Like, yeah. Anyways, like, we'll think about that later. Like, I'm just basing everything on the fact that I think he's Yagami. That Yagami is the imposter. He might not even be the imposter in the end, and it's revealed it's someone else. So yeah. Anyways, let's end the discussion for who is the imposter here. But like, Yagami says all of that, and then he leaves. She's like, I need to take him out. Right. And then we had the conversation with the other two, Utomiya, right? Utomiya, and what's the other girl's name? I cannot find her. I cannot find her. Oh, here we go. Tsubaki Sakura. Wait. Oh no, was this like a spoiler or something? Wait a minute. Oh, what? Oh, I think I got spoiled by the names. Oh no, Tsubaki. Wait a minute. Oh, okay, never mind. Wait. Okay, never mind. Okay, I I thought I got spoiled. What happened actually? Like, I was trying to, like, trying to find her name. So I saw Tsubaki and I was like, wait a minute, didn't they mention the same name at the end with Nanase? So I was thinking, like, are they sisters or something? Like, like their hair color and everything is kind of similar as well. So that's why I was thinking, are they sisters? That's why they have the same last name. No, Nanase's last name is not Tsubaki, it's Tsubasa. Or something like that. Wait a minute. Let me check. Tsubasa, yeah. Nanase Tsubasa. And okay. Tsubaki is her first name. Sakurako is her last name, right? Yeah, so it doesn't even matter. Never mind. I thought I got spoiled or something. Like, it would be a revelation that, oh, these two are sisters or something. Anyways, right. So yeah, Tsubaki. So in after that, Tsubaki comes in, and Utomiya, I think that was the other guy's name. and they kind of talk to Ainokoji as well about that whole situation, and you can kind of see that Tsubaki is pretty perceptive. Okay, so according to them, they want to take out Hosen, and they're like, yeah, Anagoji, like you should help us, and like do that, because obviously if he goes, like it's also like a positive, net positive for them as well. The reason why they want to do it is because they think that if Hosen stays, more stuff like this, where one of their classmates got expelled, and it's going to happen in the future as well. They don't want that. That's why they're like, yeah, take down Hosen. Yeah, and this is where they reveal that they were also after the 20 million point bounty. And Anakoji is like, is that why you approached me that evening, pretending to search for a partner? Okay, that's right. But I doubt you had a way of getting me expelled if I had agreed to work with you. Okay. We've withdrawn from that test. If you did succeed at having you expelled, that would quickly become known throughout the school, yeah, all that stuff. And then when Anako is like, same with Hosen, and he's like, oh no, you think his classmates will give a crap if Hosen goes? They'd probably be happy. Right. Anyways, and then we have the Hosen and Nanase and what was her name? Ichika, sorry, not Ichinose. Ichika, that whole conversation, and yeah, they're like, oh, like team up with us, and Ichika's like, oh, give me all the points after we take out Anokoji, and Hosen's like, sure, like I'll take the glory, you can take the points, and they're like, all right, then we're a group then, and then Nana's like, what the hell, bro, and he's like, I'm not gonna give her anything. It's just some verbal agreement. Who the hell cares? And there you go. And yeah, that was episode number 7. Okay, now episode number 8. We have a few interesting things in this episode, so let me just like summarize what happened here. Just a minute. Okay, so first and foremost, we meet a new character here. What was her name? Something with Ryu. Because at first when the title came out, like Gaze of a Dragon or something like that, I was thinking they're talking about Ryuen, because his name has Ryuen, like his, like people call him Dragon and all that. But here we have this other new character whose name also contains Ryu in it, so that's why they were meaning her. Okay, let me check. I need to find her name first. Just a minute. Yeah, before that we get like Anugaji gets called by this guy, the like, again, I don't know his name. There's too many damn characters in this show, like, good lord. Just a minute. There's so many characters in this show, it's like crazy. Okay, just a minute. Where's the name? Where did they reveal the name? Just a minute. Interesting underclassman. Okay, okay, here we go. Kiryuin. Right. So Kiryuin. So obviously it has Ryu in it, so dragon. Now, I need to check another thing. Her voice actress. Who is her voice actress? Let me check. Because I don't know. I feel like I've heard her voice somewhere. Not somewhere, a lot of places I've heard. Okay, let's wait for that to load up. So Kiruin is a character that we meet here, and she seems like a pretty big deal because like you can see that she kind of like immediately like not realizes, but she immediately kind of points out that later on, like when like Ainokoji was alone, that Ainokoji is supposed to be someone who's like who's extraordinary, and she says that. And like I feel like is she the first person in the school to immediately, I'm saying immediately understand Ayanokoji's worth? I'm trying to think if there's anyone else here who immediately realized Ayanokoji's worth. I don't think there is, right? Because like a few of the characters who did kind of realize Ayanokoji's worth, it still happened later on. Because I'm thinking about Manabu. Manabu also initially, as far as I can remember, Ayanokoji was not in his radar. It's when I think what was it, like season 1 episode 1, when like Ayanokoji like dodged Manabu's like punch and everything, is when he was like, what the hell? And then from that point onwards, he kind of realized like Ayanokoji's worth little by little. Anyone else who immediately realized what Ayanokoji is capable of? Immediately. I'm saying immediately. Sakayanagi doesn't count because she knew Ayanokoji from before. Who else? Nah, I don't think so. Let me know. Like I might be forgetting someone here and there. Maybe like Koenji, maybe, I don't know. Koenji is a wild card, man. Like nobody knows what the hell he's thinking and what the hell he's doing. So maybe Koenji immediately realized Anakoji's worth, but he was not vocal about it or anything. I don't think he even cares. Okay, let me check. Kiryu Hikasa Yoko. Hikasa Yoko. Oh wait. Uh, Asaka. Wait a minute. Rizu. I'm trying to think who is she reminding me of. There are a few characters here, obviously, but none of them are. Nope. Yeah. Like yeah, there are a few characters obviously here who I can see that I can recognize. For example, uh, Mio from K-On!, Rias from High School DxD. Yeah, but none of them are like like sometimes I think of a voice and I think of someone, but I cannot point my finger at it. I'm trying to find that character, but I am not able to. That's what's happening here. Uh, right. Anyways, yeah, I cannot. Either way, so yeah, where was I? Yeah, so Kiruin. So Kiruin, I feel like is the first person to actually immediately like gauge Anokoji's worth and be right about it. Also, she okay. So she's someone who doesn't really like who doesn't really not, I wouldn't say care, but as because she says like yeah, she does care about like like ranking like high, but she doesn't care to be like number one or anything. And also she doesn't care about being in class A, and how that would dictate her whole life. She's like, if I'm worthy enough, if I'm good enough, even if I don't pass to class A, with my own talent, I can do it, which is actually a very good point. You know, like all these people trying to like strive for class A. Yeah, now striving for class A for something completely different, like for some other reason, that's fine. But if you're trying to strive for class A because you want to like graduate through there and get better opportunities in life, that defeats the whole damn purpose, because being in class A means excellence, you know. So if you're trying to like, like if you're someone who has that in you, even if you don't like, pass out through class A, you can surely reach excellence on your own. And I guess that's what her point is. She's like, if I'm good enough, I don't need to pass through class A. Like, so yeah. Now obviously, like, like as she says, and Anakuji says, like, so you could have just, gotten to any other school, like why here? At which he says, like, oh no, I do enjoy my time here, like, and the thing is, like, I feel like she does enjoy kind of like meeting new people and meeting, like, like people who might catch her interest and all that. Either way, like, she has her fun here, but she's not that much into it that she's like, oh, I need to go through class A, I need to be in class A. She's pretty chill. She has confidence in her abilities and everything, and yeah, and that's just it. She doesn't see the need to show it to others that, oh, look at me, like, like I'm this good, hence class A. And she's herself is not even interested in being in class A, so she's like, yeah. And the guy, what's his name, the guy who called him, like I said, it's too many characters in this show. The blue haired guy who was standing there with Anokoji, um the vice president or whatever he is, vice president, right? Yeah. He he is so pissed. He's like, because of her, like, I'm stuck over here in class B. Oh my god. And he's like, he's like, oh, I need to, like, take care of the whole Nagumo situation and all that. Either way, all these things happen here. Um, uh, like Kiryuin kind of gauges Ayanokoji and says that, all right, you seem interesting, you seem extraordinary, and yeah, I'll keep my eye on you in the survival test. We'll see whether my impression of you is correct or not. Right, and then Nagumo comes in, and then they talk with each other, and like I guess Nagumo was trying to kind of recruit her in their team. She's like, I don't care. At the end, she was like, yeah, I'm not interested. But she does give him quite a few warnings. Like, she says, like, don't underestimate, like basically in a normal, like, in an easy way, she says, like, don't underestimate Anakoji, basically. And she also says, and Naguma was like, interesting, like, you weren't like, like this curiosity that you're putting on him, you weren't that curious about me or Manabu, at which she's like, oh no, I was curious about you and Manabu, but like it went away after seeing you guys in person. I think something like that she says. And then she says, like, I want to see if the same happens with Ayanokoji or not, and that's why I'm interested, because like whether my initial like impressions stick around. Either way, all these things happen here, and yeah, that part was pretty interesting, that whole conversation over there. Right. Okay, and then we had a few other things. Oh, another very big thing in this episode, which was, and that's like a huge thing. Um, uh, what's his name? Oh no, just a minute. The class A guy. Just a minute. Katsuragi, right? Was that his name? Wait a minute. Oh my god, so many characters. Alright, yeah, Katsuragi. Um, so yeah, Katsuragi, Ryuen, and Anokoji in a group, like talking about this, like about the whole thing. Ryuen brought them in here, and the biggest thing, like I said in this episode, another big thing is Katsuragi switching to class B. And Ryuan, like, paid for the points, like, like the points and everything. And he's like, I'm going to take down Sakayanagi. And yeah, and then the whole, like, class will be completely washed after that. So, that's why he's like, come with me. And Katsuragi accepted, I'm assuming, at the end. And yeah, Ryuan did say that he's going to give him freedom to do whatever the hell he wants to in the class, like, because obviously, like, if if Ryuan is again like the person who he has to go through to, like, to take some decisions about the class and everything, it's kind of the same thing with Sakayanagi, right? Because in Sakayanagi in class A, Sakayanagi and him were like both the opposing kind of forces, as far as I can remember. They never had like a proper, like, like, what's that word? They never had like a goal which coincided with each other. Like, they were just always clashing with each other. So the same thing would have happened here. So Ruben says, like, yeah, like, like, you can do whatever, and yeah, and I don't care. And the reason why Anakoji is here is because he says, I want you to sell us the trial card you were dealt. Right. So Anako is like, one condition: trade your half card for the bandwagon card in our class. I've forgotten what all these cards mean. And the half card, I'm assuming, is pretty self-explanatory. I think it halves the, like, I think, like, something like. Anyways, I'll check it out later after this ends. Yeah, if K ends up taking a penalty, she can use half to keep it in the same zone. There you go. It's pretty self-explanatory for half. Bandwagon and the other one, I've kind of forgotten what their effects are. So, anyways, there you go. So that is why Anakoji was there. Either way, it's a very interesting. That part was very interesting because, like, we've never seen this group before together like this, and Anakoji was just trying to dilute like coffee to see how much, like, what does he say? Like, I'm trying to. Yeah, what in the world are you doing? I was wondering how my coffee would taste if I diluted it your time 4 times over. I feel like this is a symbolic, like, reference to something, like some kind of a metaphor to, not metaphor, but like a symbolism to. Anyways, my brain is not working that well today. I cannot think deep enough, or maybe I'm thinking too deep about this. Maybe it's just he was just interested in diluting coffee. Anyways. Okay. Oh, and then the final part, we had Horikita and what's her name, Ibuki. Like Vanuku is like, you can group up with her, and then it doesn't really work either. Like, because they're like, nah. Like, Ibuki was like, I don't want to group up with her, this and that, all that stuff. Yeah. Then we have Koenji telling Horikita that if I'm able to do well here, I want you to give me freedom to do whatever. That is such like a vague, like, a thing, like, because here we go. I know you just spent one of the class points award in the 3 groups. Will you promise me total freedom in the class until graduation? What the hell does total freedom mean? Like, that's the thing. Like, I think I can guess what he means by total freedom. He's probably like, yeah, I'm just going to slack off, do whatever, I don't care. Like something like that, probably. But it's just so vague, like total freedom. Like, it can mean anything. If you start, like, if you start, like hampering the class, like, progress, you can do that as well. That also falls under freedom, right? So I'm pretty sure if you do that, Horikita won't be happy about it. Like, he says, give me total freedom. Total freedom can mean that, like, like, I decide to screw over my classmates, in some task they're doing. I complete that. It means that as well. So I don't know, I feel like this whole wording is too damn vague here. Like, he's like, oh, total freedom, and I'm like, okay, nah, man, you need to properly tell me, like, what you mean by total freedom. Like, because obviously I cannot allow you to go against my class. We're all trying to, go to class A. If you try to like sabotage us, that also falls under total freedom, right? So like, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, Horikita agrees at the end, but she says what I said, like, like the vagueness of the word, but she says something else, which, there we go. Here we go. I cannot accept a vague offer of like making a good showing. Yeah, but my question, my what I wanted to say here is like she says like the first half of it was vague. I'm saying the whole damn statement is vague. Like, yeah, she says like, make a good showing. That's not good enough. You have to be number one. So she cleared that up. What about the later half of total freedom? I don't know. I just feel like that should have been a way more clearer, because total freedom can mean literally anything. Like, you should have made some sort of clarification over there as well. But anyways, so Horikita says like you must take first place in the year by yourself. If you cannot, you must promise to work with us on this next special test. Okay, and then in the end we have the chairman or whatever. Like he's like, oh, like we like I've prepared something very interesting at the end. And yeah, Nanase comes up from out from the shadow. Now I feel like a lot of people might, not might, but a lot of people will think that Nanase is the imposter. Again, it is possible, but I don't think so. Like, I don't think it's her. um so yeah, I still think it's Yagami. Nanase here is to kind of maybe like throw us off. Nanase here is completely separate from the whole imposter situation that is going on. I think this is something else. Yeah, and there you go. That was today's episode. Not today's, but 2 episodes. So yeah, I'm caught up with Classroom of the Elite. Next week on like Sunday, I think. Yeah, I'll again react to episode number. I'll react to episode number 9. So that is it. Thanks for watching, guys. This was my reaction to episode number 7 and 8 of Classroom of the Elite season 4. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below. Anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know, I'll check them out. That is it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys like next, not next week, yeah, next week with another episode of Classroom of the Elite. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.